Okay, so we're going to do the second part of this is going to be about client support. So I want to start with this fun little video here about the Mean Monster. And just, oh, did you want me to leave it? I forgot what we were going to say. You said it. It's already set. Okay. The gratification. Sure. Go ahead, what? Yeah, if you want to, go ahead. So I was talking to Christy, and we were talking about what we're going to do today. And one of the things, I keep forgetting I'm on camera. Hi. And one of the things that was a suggestion was how to take the I out of your conversation. And so, and I'll go back to that because she was like talking about how she just loves to have these conversations and it gets real excited. And here's what happens is that that's natural. That is like part of your brain chemistry is that when somebody wants, is trying to figure something out or trying to solve a problem and you're like, oh my gosh, that totally happened to me. And this is what I did. And you should do this, right? Well, guess what's going off in your brain? This chemical that is like giving you this gratification because you know the answer to their problem. You can totally help them. And it's like, you can't even stop yourself. You're like, and they're just standing there going, well, maybe I've done that before. It didn't work, whatever. But you get this. It's actually a chemical. And so we'll call it like this gratification, this I thing. And so, anyway, so Christy has this video to talk about how to take that I out so we can put it back on them, which is who it's really about. Well, this is actually a comedian, Brian Regan. Oh yeah, I love him. And he's pretty stinking funny. But what I want you to do, this is like 4 minutes. What I want you to do while you're watching this, and maybe you've seen it before, but think about in your head, like, who does this remind you of? Because I bet everyone here has at least one person that they recognize this with. So.
I'm actually kind of quiet off stage. A lot of people don't realize that. I was at a dinner party recently. A bunch of people I don't know. One guy talking plenty for everybody. Me, myself, right, and then I, and then myself, right, me. I couldn't tell this one about I, because I was talking about myself, and then me. Beware the me monster. So I tried to jump in with a little story. I don't want to just sit there the whole night. Right when I'm done with my story, this guy goes, that ain't nothing. Didn't mean to waste everybody's time. Telling my nothing story. Here, let Marco Polo speak. He's back with tales of adventure. The story ain't nothing. Maybe it wasn't, because I made the mistake of trying to tell a story about having only 2 wisdom teeth pulled, and I learned a lesson. Don't ever try to tell a 2 wisdom tooth story, because you ain't going nowhere. These 4 wisdom teeth people are going to parachute in and cut you off at the back. Come with your 2 wisdom tooth tail. You will never complete one, trust me. I'm trying to tell my story. I had some wisdom teeth pulled. I had 4 pulled. No 5, no 9. I had 9 wisdom teeth pulled. All of mine were impacted. They were all coming upside down. The roots wrapped around my tongue, coming out my nose. They were tusks. I was a war dog. No anesthesia. They pulled them out with pliers. I was eating corn in the cob that afternoon. Pin the blue ribbon upon his chest. That knocks the socks off of my wisdom tooth tail. Why do people need to top other people? I've never understood it, and I see it all the time. Obviously, people get something out of it. At best, people wait for your lips to stop. Okay, yeah, you, me! Hey, you see the difference? You see that? Yeah, I do. What is it about the human condition? People get something out of that. That's why I have a social fantasy. I wish I was one of the 12 astronauts who have been on our moon. They must love knowing they can be anybody's story whenever they want. They can sit back quietly at a dinner party while some other person, some me monster's doing his thing, and let him go. Let him run with the line while you be quiet. Let him have his moment. Yeah, I'm a big traveler. I have my business all. I got my own global enterprise I got to check. You know, travel a lot because people think it's sports talk. One way as an astronaut, I'm sure the first time going through that. It's global enterprise. I walked on the moon. Well, you have the floor, Moonwalker. You know, you mentioned driving on the Autobahn. That reminded me. I was driving in the Sea of Tranquility. In my lunar rover. And I too was worried about our speed till I remembered, wait, we're the only ones on the moon.
Okay, that was pretty funny. Did you guys think of somebody that you knew? Okay, so what I'm going to do now is the script.
How'd that happen?
Is it a message on
No.
How many more we need? Okay. Everybody got that? Okay, so what I want you to do is get your little pen out here. Now first, okay, so with the Me Monster, I just want to hit on that a little bit. Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know. No? I don't know how to meet this person. Yeah. Okay, the Me Monster. So client support, that's where we're going into this with. Client support is about your clients, right? So I just kind of wanted you to start thinking about that. Like when a client is talking, you want to listen to the client and you don't want to bring it back and try to say, well, I had that happen and this is what happened with me and blah, blah, blah. Number one, that's not being very supportive of your client. They're going to go, oh my God, I don't want to talk to this lady because, or guy, but we just don't have the guy. This lady because, oh, sorry. Sorry, honey. You weren't down front. I couldn't see you. Sorry. One young man here. So they're not going to want to talk to you because it's always about you, right? So I just wanted you to be mindful of that. And then also with the script I just handed you, I want to talk a little bit about what we call with a new coach. And I'm not picking on you. It's something we all have when we get started, most of the majority. It's called verbal vomit, right? Kind of like what Troy talked about with the wall, and then this all comes flashing back at you. We all do it. We all do it. We're so excited, and you just want to tell them everything because you just can't help it. But we're going to try to help you not do that because that's so overwhelming for the person listening that they just kind of shut down and they don't even hear what you're saying anymore. They're overwhelmed. So if you get out your little handout that I handed you, I want to give you some notes here about, this is the interested script. This is what you're going to, when you get the word out and they say, yeah, I would like to hear more about that. You set up the call.
this is what you're going to tell them. This is about the program, right? This is how you're going to explain the program. Don't think of it in the word script. You're like, I don't want to be in theater or whatever, or an actress. Hey, don't think of it then. Think of it as notes. But I'm going to tell you that this is the reason why we have this is to help you. It's not to make you into a puppet to say everything we want you to say. It's to help you explain it to someone without overwhelming them. Makes it really easy for you to follow along, and it doesn't overwhelm you, and it doesn't take forever, and you get to the point. Okay? So at the top here, I just want to tell you that if you want to write these little tips, but I always say just use pauses and fluctuation in your voice when you're reading this, or it sounds like a natural conversation. So just remember to use pauses and fluctuation in your voice, and you can, stop, pause. When you're asking them a question, make sure you stop talking. Don't answer it for them. Engage them in the answer so that they are part of the conversation. So if you ask them, like on a scale of 1 to 10, whatever your question was, let them answer. Don't say, so you're probably a 10, right? Or have you ever heard that eating 6 small meals a day is a healthy way to eat? You knew that, right? Like, don't answer it for them. Let them answer. Let them engage, because then they're going to keep listening and keep being a part of the conversation. Then, so it doesn't say this here because I tried to condense it into 2 pages, but you want to make sure that you start with your story. And that is what we went over in the first section. You want to make sure it's, about no more than 2 minutes, really. 1 minute to 2 minutes. Work with your mentor coach on that. And remember, like 2 to 3 bullet points of how you felt before, how you felt after, and then you're going to go, this is really about you. And so then you go into giving them more details about the program. When you dream weave with them, when it says, okay, I see an average of 10 pounds a month, so just to give you an idea, you're about so many pounds away, and then you're going to get excited for them and count it down and make it dramatic. So this is the end of October, and they want to lose 40 pounds, okay? So I'm going to go, okay, so if we got you started, that would be November, because we'll start you the 1st of November. Because I always say to you, I'm bad at math, and that's going to help you out. So let's just go with that scenario. So we're going to start in November. So it's November, December, January, February. By the 1st of March, like before spring break comes, when the weather's getting nicer out, you could be down 40 pounds. How excited would you be? Would that excite you? Yeah. Like, you have to get excited, right? I cannot stress that enough. Because if you say, so 40 pounds, let's see, that would be about March. That'd be cool. Okay. Excited? Anybody excited about that? No. You know why you have to get them excited? They don't believe it's going to happen. You know it's possible, but they don't. So you have to get excited for them. Paint that picture for them. And I do that too, like whatever month it is, like spring break is coming. So I'm like, do you have plans? Are you going anywhere? No, we don't really go anywhere. Well, the weather will be getting nicer. Would you like to put on your shorts and your tank tops and feel more confident and play outside with the kids and whatever, I can relate it to them with. Get them excited. Paint that picture for them. So I'm going to put that in there for you. I don't think I have anything else on that front page. Any questions about this? Because I don't really want to spend a lot of time on this, but I do want to just give you some tips. So on the front page, anything? Questions twice? Okay. So the second page, I want to touch on, at the end of the client profile sheet, the client profile, after you've asked them, if they have food allergies, medications, could they eat every 2 to 3 hours, would you let me coach you? That's a powerful question. Don't leave that out. Would you let me coach you? Would you let me help you? Would you be accountable to me? Would you check in? Could we check in? Like, will you do that? Because you're getting them to agree right up front, right? So I think that's a huge one, so don't leave that out. And then on a scale of 1 to 10, how ready are you to make that change in your life? You know, if they're a 7, 8, 9, or 10, but if they're not a 10 yet, so 7, 8, or 9, you're gonna say, okay, awesome, 7, awesome. What's holding you back from being a 10? And what's that gonna bring up? Their questions, their fears, exactly. Yep. So that's going to really smooth transition into whatever their questions are, which most of the time is going to be money. So I want you to go down to that cost box. How much does it cost? Okay. This is something else I want you to get excited about. Because if you are not excited about it, and be authentic. I mean, if you're not excited about it and you think it's expensive, even if you don't think you're saying that, it's coming across in your voice. So get excited about it. Oh my gosh, I know firsthand that I have saved people's bank accounts and helped them get healthy because they were eating out all the time. They were buying crap, you know, $1 here, $2 there. They weren't adding that up. So I saved them money and they got healthier. And so for anybody to tell me that, I mean, sure, there are some situations, but most people, this is not out of their reach. This is definitely, and I'm sorry, but if you're going to buy organic food or even, you know, fresh fruits and vegetables, all of that is way more expensive than just going and, you know, eating crap. You can go to the dollar menu and, you know, feed on that, but it's cheap, but it also makes you feel like crap. Eat crap, feel like crap, right? Okay, so what was my point with this? Oh yeah, get excited about the cost. And I really do. I'm like, oh my gosh, I love that question. And you're gonna love my answer. You're not gonna believe this. Everything I do for you is free. Only cost is the food. You're buying food anyway. It's just like switching grocery stores. Only this one comes to your door. Only I go shop for your protein and your vegetables. Everything else is done for you. Then I will tell them that they need their educational materials, $48, right? We're gonna get that on their first order, and then it's just food. Each meal is a little over $2 a meal, so it's gonna cost you about 12 bucks a day, and that's it. I want you guys to all take your pens and cross out that total that says, and the total for your first order will be $380. I just want you to cross that out, because they can do the math. And I think when I hear my new coaches do that, they cringe at $380. The $12 a day, they're fine with, right? They're still excited. And then they have to say, so for your first order, it's gonna be $380. Right? Cross it out. You don't have to tell them that. You don't have to ask. Absolutely, you're gonna tell them. But all I say is it's about $2 a day. Kind of like switching, and that's it. Does that answer your question? Usually, yeah, it does. It does, because they know how to do the math. I like to tell, you know, too, about, like, even if they go to lunch once in a while to Subway, it blows my mind. I hate spending that much money on a stupid salad at Subway. It makes me mad. But I tell them, I'm like, so even if you try to go healthy at Subway, it's like $8, $9 for a salad. I think that's for the water.
It's one meal.
And that's crazy. That's one meal, and this is $12 a day. So I know that's a hot spot for a lot of people. So any questions, comments, Jess?
Can you bring up like the optimal kits? Isn't it a lot less for your first order too? As far as like, cause the optimal kit comes with the books and stuff already.
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't buy the kits. Does anybody else know? Denise?
I don't know. If you start it, I would customize for everything.
I don't do the kits because I don't like the majority of, not the majority, but there's some things in there I don't think they'd like. So I don't like that.
I've done both, and it just seems like that's a fairly reasonable
I
price.
haven't done the cost comparison, so I don't honestly know. But I know we still get the 5 free boxes on the first order when you customize. And then you get to customize those as well. And with the kit, it's easier And absolutely, it's one click, you're done, boom.
Right.
It's easier, so it's working for you. I'm not saying not to do
Well,
it.
I've done both, but I just, like some of them will be like, no, really, tell me how much it was series of what we ordered. Like, that's my order before we go with this. Is that okay to say that? But not give them like an actual price range, but to say, well, it just depends on how we order.
Well, if someone out now asks me how much it's gonna cost for the first month,
Uh-huh.
then I'll tell them, well, I'm gonna get you the best deal, okay? I'm gonna get you a month's worth of food and enough variety so you don't get bored, and so if there are some things in there you're not fond of, you have other stuff to choose from, and we can send some stuff back if you don't like it. So I'm gonna get you about 20 boxes of food, okay? Your cost is gonna be, because I don't really know anymore, like with the tax.
Yeah,
in
It
Kansas-
depends on where you're
the
at.
tax in Kansas is stupid, but that's what we have. Sorry, honey. But,
That's the state.
okay. But, see how much I know. So, we were just talking about, oh, I don't want to get into that, okay. So I always say it's gonna be around $400. That way, when it comes in at less, I'm golden. I'm golden. If they say, well, I only have, can we drop out a little something else? And I go, well, what can you give me? What can I do for you? Like, how much can you spend? And then I'll work with that. But most people, I would say 75% of people will just be like, okay, the 400, if they're ready to go anyway. The cost isn't an issue if they're ready to go. That help? Yeah. No. Okay, so did everybody cross out that total?
Mhm.
Okay, good. Okay, that's really all I wanted to do with that, I think. Just to show you that, and to use it so you take the me monster out, and it will really help you so that you don't feel bogged down. Like, you have enough time to do this fun job. If you're spending to do an interested call and place an order after you get used to this, okay? And after you get down the road and you practice and stuff, it'll take you 30 minutes tops. It really will. And you'll do it efficiently and you'll do a great job at it. So if it's taking you an hour, get with your mentor coach, because guess what? You're gonna get to the point where you're gonna go, I'm beat, tired, I do not have an hour to spend on the phone tonight, and you're not gonna want to pick up the phone anymore. So work with your mentor to get that figured out, so you don't dread it, because that's not fun. And this is fun, right? We don't do it unless it's fun, right? Okay. Okay, what else? Oh, I know. I have another handout. Where's that? Okay, so you got the order. We just talked about that. Oh, something else I asked them is, do you have anybody that wants to do this with you? I start right away just asking them, like, and sometimes I'll say, that's gonna, like, who's gonna be mad at you? That's a good idea. Who's gonna be mad at you in a month or 2 months that you didn't tell them that you were getting started? Who's your girlfriend or whatever? Who's gonna be mad at you? I like that question. So that's a good way to get a referral right out of the gate. And then, oh, okay, a couple things I can say, I guess. You're gonna send them a welcome email. Trying to stay somewhat on time. Send them a welcome email, and you're gonna add them to the Facebook group, right? To Shape Up. And something I want to say about Shape Up too is that our site is or healthy and happy, happy and healthy, happy and healthy. Is that when you're coached, okay? It's really important when you put your clients in there, so that you are in there as well, like that you're active in there, because otherwise it's kind of like you put your kids in daycare and they're going, what am I doing here? And where did mom go or dad? And so if you never come back and visit your kids, they really don't feel comfortable in there. They're not going to communicate with each other, so just make a point of it. Whether it's, even once a day or every other day or something, just come in and comment and give a couple welcomes to new people or good jobs or whatever. It doesn't really take much time, but it makes a big difference or your client too, to feel safe in that environment. Okay, so then I was just going to touch on that real quick. I'm going to, how many of you would like to know what to do on a pre-start call? Or do y'all know that? Oh, I need one. I need one. Okay, so while he's handing that out, so a pre-start call is something that when your client gets their big box of healthy, what is it you said? Big box of
Life-saving package.
Okay, that when they get their big box of life-saving lifesavers, box of goodies. Anyway, you want to call them or set up a call, have them call you or text you or whatever when they get their stuff. Ask them when they're going to start, and then set up a call the night before they're going to start. Okay. And I'll just tell you that I take the quick start guide. I don't have one in front of me, but you all know what that is. And I go open the pages 3 through 7, and I just go through that like really, really well with them, because that's where the lean and greens are. And I want to make sure they understand like the 3 different sections, you know, the what is it, 5, 6, 7 ounces, what that means, make sure they have the food scale. And then I want to make sure that they understand it's 3 servings of vegetables and not just, you know, 1. Those of you that pay attention to Dream Movers, Amber did a pre-start video that was really cool. You need to do that on the days I shower. I should have done that today. But anyway, has anybody done that?
No, but I think that would be
It's an awesome idea, because you could just do it once, and that could be your pre-start call. And then, I mean, have them watch it, and then your pre-start call would be really quick, because if they had any questions, you know what I mean? I think that's a great idea, and they could watch it again if they forgot something that you said. Anyway, just wanted to throw that out there to see if anybody did it. Yeah.
I was just gonna say, I've learned the hard way that it's good to check tracking when their goodies are gonna arrive, because even though you say, call me, don't do anything, call me and tell me when your goodies arrive, sure enough, someone's all of a sudden you're gonna check on them, and they're gonna say, oh, well, I got them on Thursday and started on Friday and did it all weekend, or whatever. We'll start without you, so it's good to check.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't call her, so it's good to
She
check
goes,
that.
what?
Put it
You're
on your-
supposed to call me.
So I have a story about this recently.
Here, you are not. Oh, sorry.
I had 3 people that decided to start. It was a wife, her husband, and her mother decided to try at the same time. And I was going to call them Sunday evening. I get a text midday Sunday. Oh my God, I want to send all this stuff back. It tastes like crap. There's no way I can do this. And I'm like, I call my mentor coach and ended up calling, you know, checking with them. What did you have? How did, you know, because they, in my opinion, tried the worst things first. But, you know, just talk to them, you know, our taste buds just greatly change. And can you give me this first week? If you still feel like it's something that you can't do, then I will help you get everything sent back. They stayed on the plan. First week, the 3 of them together lost 20 pounds.
Oh, awesome.
So, I mean, they do. Even them, I'm like, I will call you Sunday night. We scheduled a time, and they started earlier that day anyway. And so, yeah.
Very true. Very true. Okay. So this is just, I don't need to read it to you. You can read it, but I just wanted to tell you that I do go through the quick start guide. I think that's really good. But this is just a handy little thing then that you can, you know, keep for your, you know, to walk you through what to do on a quick start or pre-start call. Any questions just looking at this? Okay. So then after you, after they get started, you're going to want to check on them like the first 3 to 4 days, right? Right before they hit that fat burning. And so it's best to kind of set time, like when you do the pre-start call, then set a time for the next day. Like what works for you tomorrow, because it'll be your day 1. And I usually like to talk to them like right after they have their lean and green at least. So when I ask them, you know, how their day went, I'm going to be very specific and like an inspector and say, so what'd you have for your land green? And they're going to say chicken and a salad. Awesome. How much chicken did you have? I'm not going to take chicken and a salad and say good job, because I want to make sure that they're weighing out their portions, right, from the get-go. So then I inspect that. Awesome. Salad. How much salad did you have? Well, I had, this is when you're going to find out too that they had carrots on their salad, right? Okay. Well, let's go back and remember, carrots are one of the starchiest vegetables. What was your healthy fat? I had this dressing, okay? Make sure, you know, they know about that. Just be an inspector. So not did you get all your water in today, but how much water did you get in today? How many ounces did you get? Oh, I got so many. I was peeing all day long. That's awesome. Did you keep track at all? No, I didn't. Okay, let's keep track tomorrow and just kind of to help me see to make sure that you're going to get the optimal results. And, you know, we want to reach about 100 ounces. So just really just inspecting, I guess, there. I just want to make sure you guys are aware of that. I think that's good. And then when you're done doing the first day call, you want to set up a time before you get off the phone. What time works for you tomorrow? Same time? I'll call you quick. It'll be quicker because, you know, you're better at this already. Day 1, good job. And then same thing with day 3, day 4. And then usually what happens is if they're Monday starters, so by day 4, you're on Thursday. And by day 4, they're on Thursday. So then I say, okay, you're doing good. I think you're awesome. What do we have coming up this weekend? Do you have any challenges that I can help you plan for? And we'll talk those out if there are any. And then I'm going to tell them, okay, I'm going to let you be this weekend. And I'll check in with you on Monday to see how we did. But if you need me, you call me. But I'm not going to be calling you this weekend. Like, set that up. So don't feel like you have to call them every day all the time and you're always on call and blah, blah, blah. But if they need me, they can call me. And my experience is that works very well. So, and then from then on, we do weekly check-ins. And whatever hours that you have that you work with, just set those up. Let them know. Like, maybe you're not available on Mondays. Maybe all your client supports have to be on Saturday because that's your day off. And just let your clients know that. You know, those are the days that I have for my clients. Everybody has a job. Everybody has a life. Everybody's going to get it. So don't be a slave to, you know, that. Make sense? Comments? Questions? I feel like I'm talking to myself up here.
Well, I can make a comment
Okay.
about being a slave to that. When you're new, you're so excited to, you know, that you have a client. Oh my gosh, I have a client. Now another one. And so you're just like, when can I call you tomorrow? And you just pretty much, whatever they say. And so then you're going to find that you're like, well, that really wasn't the best time for you to do it. So go ahead and think about that now. Just look at your own schedule and look at if Thursdays or whatever, like say, you know, can I call you sometime between, because you get to pick, this is your business, you get to pick, you set your hours. They will say, you know, yeah, okay, well, you know, whatever. So just don't, if you let them drive you, they will. You drive. You can drive.
True. Very true. Good. And I just want to say too, like, it's very common, okay, for your clients to want to talk to you pretty much that first month. They're excited, things are happening, you guys got this relationship you're building, and then, not everyone, but I just want you to know that this is kind of common, they get a little, what we call sassy, like, I got this, I'm good. You forget they need this coach to help them, right? So you're calling them, leaving them messages, they're not calling back, you're texting them, you're emailing them, they're not getting back to you. Just know that that is very common. Don't give up on them. Don't take it personally because it's not about you. It's just the way it is. They just feel like they got the groove. They know what to do. Unfortunately, those that do that, well, I can't say that. Some do awesome. Some do great. There are some that don't. But then when they need you, they'll come back and say, okay, I need you. I got a little sassy by myself and I didn't work so well, you know, whatever. So my point to this is when you get to talk to them that first month, you want to drop the hint about how to refer to you, because if you don't get it in that first month, you're not going to get a chance to tell them. So if they're doing great and you've never gotten a chance to talk to them, they're going, this Medifast thing is the bomb, you know, it's awesome. Oh yeah, but you should call Tanya. Okay, you know, what did they hear?
Medifast.
Yeah, right? So you want to not like drill it into their head, but what I do is just say, so even on the first week, like they lost, you know, that's their 7-pound weight loss thing or whatever. Oh my gosh, you know, that's so awesome, and excited, and be excited for them. And then just say, I know it's early, but does anybody even notice yet? And if they do, you know, congratulate them on that, because that is like one of the best things ever is when people notice, right? And then you want to ask him, so what'd you tell her? What'd you tell her you were doing? And see what she's telling her. So then you can say, hey, I just want to remind you, because maybe I didn't tell you this, but I do give $25 referral credits. Now that's what I give. You guys, it's your own deal. You can do what you want, okay? But I do give $25 referral credits for anyone that of your friends or family that you want me to help, because I'd love to help them. And so all you need to do is tell them my name and give them my number or my email address or give me theirs or whatever, and try really hard not to say Medifast or Take Shape for Life. Not because we don't like them, because we do. We just don't want them to get confused and go Google that and get their stuff without the help of a coach. So just try to put that out there early, and that's, they'll get it. But you have to repeat it more than once too, because they don't get it. And some people, you can repeat it to 100 times, and even on a 3-way story call with someone, it's really funny because the client will be going, I'll ask. They'll say somebody's noticing, because that's one of the questions I ask. I'm like, listen, what are you telling them? Oh, I'm telling them all about this Medifast thing. It's so great. And we get off and do the debrief with the coach. I have told her 100 times not to say that. Like, I know. It's like you have to say it over and over and over again. But they see it on their food every day. They do. And it's going to happen. But for some, they might get it. So it's worth a try. But anyway, I want to say that. And find support. The weekly Habits of Health email, you guys all get that. I send it out team-wide. So, and then on the top of it, also the announcements for the week. So I try to like take the highlights of the week and give you guys piece by piece, so that even if you missed it in Dreamweavers, you can catch up. So I hope you guys are reading that, because I really don't know. And if you're not, you know, I don't have to do it. I want to do it. I want to help you guys, but I also don't want to do it if no one's really using it. So yes, it's my positive thinking someone's got to be using it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, good.
Send it out to all the clients.
Okay. And then when you get the order reminders for your clients, the 7-day and 4-day, take that extra step and forward that on to them as well. So like if I got a 7-day reminder for Alicia, I would forward it on to her, and I'd say, hey, Alicia, just want to make sure you saw this. Now, if it was, well, I might tell her something else personal, because, you know, but for your client, you want to say, too, something personal about them, or ask them a question, or just put a little personal touch on it. I think that makes a big difference just in your client support, the way you come off. So forward that on to them, because sometimes it goes to spam from the company. I feel like I was all over the place there, was I?
No.
Okay, you understood all that?
Yeah.
Okay, so one final video, and then we'll then I gotta look at my notes. Oh, I know. Okay, I'm gonna have you watch this first. This is so cute. So right on.
When a mechanical watch movement created in 1894 changed our industry forever, we called it Omega.
Bad. Okay, this is again about empathy, you guys. So
So what is empathy, and why is it very different than sympathy? Empathy fuels connection. Sympathy drives disconnection. Empathy, it's very interesting. Teresa Wiseman is a nursing scholar who studied professions, very diverse professions where empathy is relevant, and came up with 4 qualities of empathy. Perspective taking, the ability to take the perspective of another person or recognize their perspective as their truth. Staying out of judgment, not easy when you enjoy it as much as most of us do. Recognizing emotion in other people and then communicating that. Empathy is feeling with people. And to me, I always think of empathy as this kind of sacred space when someone's kind of in a deep hole and they shout out from the bottom and they say, I'm stuck, it's dark, I'm overwhelmed. And then we look and we say, hey, I'm down. I know what it's like down here, and you're not alone. Sympathy is, ooh, it's bad, no, you want a sandwich? Empathy is a choice, and it's a vulnerable choice, because in order to connect with you, I have to connect with something in myself that knows that feeling. Rarely, if ever, does an empathic response begin with at least. I had it, yeah. And we do it all the time, because you know what? Someone just shared something with us that's incredibly painful, and we're trying to silver lining it. I don't think that's a verb, but I'm using it as one. We're trying to put the silver lining around it. So I had a miscarriage. At least you know you can get pregnant. I think my marriage is falling apart. At least you have a marriage. John's getting kicked out of school. At least Sarah is an A student. But one of the things we do sometimes in the face of very difficult conversations is we try to make things better. If I share something with you that's very difficult, I'd rather you say, I don't even know what to say right now, I'm just so glad you told me. Because the truth is, rarely can a response make something better. What makes something better is connection.
Was that cute or what?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me, yeah, that would be good, and then I'll follow up with this.
Okay. So Sarah and I are coaches at our day job, Sarah Kirby and I, and we coach people all the time. And what we've learned is there are more than one type of coach. And so often when you say the coach, or we'll go tell somebody, well, I'm a coach, I work for the school district. Really? What sport do you coach? Right? So you have a sports coach, and so think about a sports coach. What is it? If you've ever played sports or you watch on TV, you know, what's going on? What are the coaches doing? You need to do this, you need to do this, then you're gonna go do this, and then, you know, they're calling the plays and they're ripping your tail end if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, if you're not, you know, happy enough or excited enough or mad enough, or, you know, I had one coach tell my son, you know, you need to bite nails and throw hard, you know. So there's that kind of coach. And then there's a stage coach. All right. So we play the role. Well, you need to decide what kind of coach you are. But if you're an empathetic coach, then really you're a stage coach. And our role as a stage coach is a lot different. And so, and really we've been talking about, this is all about the client and listening to what they want and what is their goal. And so what your job is to do is help them get there and go with them on this journey. And wherever their goal is, that's where you're gonna take them. And that's a lot different than a sports coach. Because we all know they don't do what we say anyway. Yeah, so anyway, that's empathetic. So think about the term coach, and a stage coach is that empathetic coach.
Good, kind of always like that. That stuck with me. Okay, so empathetic, just basically it's trying to feel the same feelings as them, kind of like what Troy was saying. Like if when someone falls, I don't say that, you know, my leg hurts or something, but I'm like, oh, like I cringe for them, like, ah. Troy's over there laughing.
I do that too, then.
So just be compassionate.
He's more empathetic. I just laugh.
Be empathetic. When you're on your client calls, be fully present for them, please. Like, they'll know if you're not. So be fully present. Try to look away from Facebook, shut it down. You know, don't be texting someone else while you're on a client call too. Be fully present and be there with them. Here's something I want to touch on. Is you're going to have clients, okay, nobody's perfect, right? And you're going to have clients that don't do the program perfectly. Okay, don't be a sports coach. Because if you drill, you gotta be perfect. You gotta do it this way. You gotta. Guess what? They're all gonna go. Because they can't be perfect. They can't succeed. You can't help them. You're just drilling on them, right? So to give you an example, I have a new client from the challenge. And she's like, okay, I'll do this, but I've never stuck with anything longer than 2 weeks. I'm great for 2 weeks, and then I cave, and I'm done, and I just give up. I'm like, all right, good to know. Put that down on my notes. Okay, so we get to 2 weeks, and sure enough, she was gonna be good. When I talked to her, you know, after the weekend, yep, my 2 weeks, I knew it was coming. Like, she had set herself up for that, right? So I said, okay, so what'd you have? Tell me about it. And so she told me about it. I honestly forgot what it was now, but anyway, it was really exciting to her, and it was something that, you know, she just wanted. Oh, it was pizza. That's what it was. It was pizza. And something that she wanted to do. And I said, okay. I said, so how do you feel now? Well, I'm good. I got that out of my system. I said, okay. I said, are you ready? Are you ready to continue now today and start making healthier choices you want today? And she's like, well, I already, you know, blew it. And I'm like, no, you didn't. For 2 weeks, look at all the healthy things you ate and everything you did good for your body. You had one oops, big deal. Let's do this. What if we did what if we do every 2 weeks? If you know you can do it for 2 weeks, what if we could you go for 2 more weeks and be really good and make a lot of healthy choices and then know that at the end of the 2 weeks, you can have something that you want to have? I think I might can do that. Let's do that. Okay, she got so excited, you guys, that she could do it this way. She goes, I think that'll work for me. I really do. So now she's just like the bomb. Like, she's like, I already got all my cheats planned for the next. You know what? That is way better than letting her just quit on herself. Yeah. Right? She is gonna get there. It's gonna be a little slower, but it's okay because that's the only way it would work for her. So I just wanted to let you guys know that too. Your clients, you'll have a couple that are like rock stars and they never, you know, had a cracker the whole time. And they did really, really good. Awesome. You'll have a couple of those. But the majority will not be able to do that. It's okay. So let them know, because I asked her, I've gotten to know her a little bit. I'm like, okay, so can I ask you for some feedback? And she's like, okay. I go, so when you told me you cheated, how did I come off? Like, did I beat you up? Did you feel like, what? She goes, no, you were really upbeat and positive about it. Makes me want to go eat more. So, well, that's not what you're supposed to say. But I honestly wanted to know how it felt on the receiving end, because I've never asked anyone that before. Because, you know, so anyway, you could try that with your clients and just see it. That was kind of eye-opening for me. So I'm like, oh, good. So you didn't feel like it beat you up, like I just helped you through it. She said, yeah. So anyway, that's cool. So I would like to just open it up here real quick. If we could take like a couple questions maybe. If anybody has like a situation with their client that they want to ask a question about. You know, I have this client that, whatever it is. If you don't have any, you don't have to, but I wanted to leave some time for that if we have any questions.
I have a really good question, because I think you had a good point about the planning the cheats and stuff. What do you do with the client who restarts every Monday? Like, it's not is easy because for some people they can cheat and get right back on for 2 more weeks, but for some people that's not the case, right? Like they do that and then it's like a tailspin or something, and now we're in a totally different place. Or they're restarting every day, every day it's a restart. How would you feel that?
Well, what are they restarting is what I would ask them. What do you mean you're restarting? What does that mean? Like every day, every choice you make is a choice. I don't, like, just try to get them out of that diet mentality, like, oh, I ate something. Take them completely out of the fat burn conversation. Because that can really mess with someone's head, I think. Oh, well, I ate a cracker, a box of crackers, okay? I ate a box of crackers, I'm out of fat burn, and I know tomorrow I gotta be good, so let's go have pizza and beer, and let's go to Orange Leaf for dessert, and because tomorrow I gotta be good. Get them out of that, if you can. Say, start over what? Like if you have, Kim does this. If like one of her clients eats a box of crackers, she'll say, what box of crackers? I didn't see any box of crackers. Deny it. It never happened. Just continue on like that never happened, and you're just going to make healthy choices the rest of the day. Like, what crackers? They're gone. Get rid of them. I never saw them. Just keep going. You don't have to start over.
I normally tell them is like when you're driving down the road, so maybe you got a wheel off on the shoulder. Yeah, big deal. Are you gonna go for the ditch? Are you gonna keep going and go 4-wheeling for a while, or are you gonna get to the red line? And then we're just pull out the rearview mirror, roll down the window, throw it out, if you drive. So what's that? That's what I tell them. That's it.
I like that. That's good. Although 4-wheeling sounds a little.
I know.
fun.
Oh,
I
I
make that less fun sounding.
Taking more time as long to get where you wanna go. It's faster to get out where you go.
True.
Good.
Good job.
True.
Well, and what about asking them how they felt after they ate?
Oh, I did. That's true. That's
I
true.
mean, I suppose there'd be somebody that would say, that was great.
Sometimes they do.
But generally, you feel like crap.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, note to self, next time I think I want that, maybe I should think about that a few times. Before.
Right. So does it, at a point, and I think some of these are people that have been on the program maybe for a long time, people I'm thinking of, maybe who were really successful for a while and lost like between 50 and 70 pounds. And then all of a sudden they're saying, I'm starting again, and they're trying to get back to 5-1, and the 5-1 isn't working for them anymore. And you should take the fat burn out of the conversation. And I know when Kim was here, we talked about like, you have to start eating like a healthy person and just make healthy choices. Is that what you're talking about too, is just kind of quit focusing on trying to get back to fat burn?
And it happens, you have to have that skill with, your people skills
Yeah.
or whatever to try to figure that out with them. But you'll figure out what their hot buttons are.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're trying to do that diet thing,
Yeah.
that's gonna just bite them in the butt. So take them out of the diet thing and just don't even let them do the 5-1. Or give them the choice to do, I guess we used to say, try to do like a 3-3 or a 4-2. And if you want to do a 5-1, you can. Or, but it's your choice. I don't know how to make that. I would just say, let's not do the 5-1, because then they're not worried about fat burn. It's like that fat burn thing,
Yeah.
because one step out of there, well, I might as well take 5 giant steps out, because then I got to go back to that place. Like they're dreading it.
And I think, like for me, trying to lose, after I've lost weight a long time ago, but now I have like 10 pounds or 15 that crept back on, and I'm trying to get rid of it. And if I think I'm 5-1, I rebel. But if I think of eat a healthy person, so I'll think, yeah, I end up choosing the 5-1 because it's how I envision it. But I might have an apple too. But I no longer think, you can't have fruit.
That is known as the 5-1 plus.
Then you're not, yeah. But it's still eating like a healthy, because like a healthy person still has an apple and not beat yourself up over it because we're not eating fruit right now.
Healthy people eat apples.
Yes.
All the time.
And lots of other things. But I think like I had to change my mentality. I can't keep going back to the 5-1. It's killing me.
Absolutely.
So, but I end up eating the 501, but I don't tell myself I have to.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
I do that too. I'll ask them what it looks like to them to be healthy.
That's good.
And then I'll say, like I was talking to you, I said, well, you know what, we're gonna do the 5-1, we're gonna do the 4-2, we're gonna do Angie's plan. We're gonna do Angie's program. And do that. And that way then it's more personal.
It is.
And it's something that you chose. And something that you know that you can do.
Perfect. And I think then you let them know. Now, it might be a little bit slower, but there's no race, there's no finish line in the end. Because my finish line is when I die, right?
Yeah, there is no end, right?
No, and that gets people in trouble too. The diet mentality has an ending. It has a finish line. And if you're not doing a diet, there's no finish line.
Right.
And so it's okay to the rate. If I'm slower because I ate my apple, well, that's okay, because I'm hoping I don't die for a long time. No finish line.
True. Good. Good. Okay, I want to do this game, so. Kelly and Ange, why don't you be in charge of it? Because all I did was talk.
Oh, there's one more.
And I need to get a bar.
Go through that door.
And I'm gonna explain it wrong anyway.
Yes, we are going to be in groups for this, so we're just gonna pair off in 3.
Number them, like.
Yeah. So we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, and we'll just break off in different areas of the room. So
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2,
3.
1.
Steph, you're 2, and Michelle 3. Okay.
And Judy, she can be 1.
Judy is a 1. Okay. Oh, and
Sarah,
Troy a 2, and Sarah will be a 3. Okay. So go into your groups, and then we'll talk about what we're doing.
Do you want to assign us like
All-
1?
Yeah, let's just do 1 right
What
here,
did you tell me I was?
2, and 3 back there.
Your 3's back there. When Sarah comes out of the bathroom, grab her. She will reach.
What questions do we have?
Oh, there.
1,
They're just jutting out.
2,
3.
Question.
How are you?
Sarah, you're a 3.
How are you?
You're
Meeting
a
back in
3.
Florence. You did go to a watch party?
So we're 2.
We're 2.
All right.
I'm sorry.
So then they can just, so maybe they just divide it by 3. Yeah, let's just do that.
Right. Just give them a handle.
I'm just gonna make sure everybody, yeah, you know what, you're gonna need pens. Because
You're, I think, right here. I think you're there.
I'm gonna read your last one.
Yeah, we're gonna,
We're getting ready to tell them what to do. Okay, are we ready?
No, they don't know.
And you got paper.
How come this group is so tiny?
We're 2.
Troy's a 2, I think.
No, well.
And someone's in the bathroom as a 2. Stephanie?
Tanya saw right through that green paper. What green light thinking, she
Okay, so I think you have Stephanie and Troy probably is coming back to you. Okay.
Choose your.
Over here, Steph.
Power down, Troy, I'm just gonna duck out and.
Troy's ducking out. Okay, all right. 2, you're gonna be small but mighty. It doesn't matter how many people are in your group
No.
anyway. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna play red light, green light in a new way. So if you've been around for a little bit, you know what red light thinking is, but really quickly what it is, if you haven't heard that term yet, is it's how we get sideways ourselves when we're sitting at home and maybe we don't have all of our friends here with us and we're like, oh, yeah, I can't do that. I can't do that because of all these reasons. And we feel really good after we maybe talk to our mentor coach, and then 2 days later, we're like, oh, there it is again, I can't do that.
Stop talking about me.
So, you know, Lacey shared, it happens to all of us. It happens to all of us. It happens to me. It happens to Christy, I'm sure. It happens to every single person in this room, so you're not alone. So what we've done is we sat down last night and came up with a few red lights that are pretty common. So we are going to hold them up and share them. And in your group, you are going to come up with turning it to a green light and write it down. We're going to take our green lights home. The red lights are going in the trash, but the green lights are going home with you. Turn it in that page. So here is the first one. Are you ready? Now you're going to work together as a group to come up with your green light. Do not just write down what you think, right? Like, talk about it. Like, have you had this red light before? What have you done? So the first one is, I can't talk to them. They don't have any weight to lose. I can't talk to them. They don't have any weight to lose.
Should I send this one? Oh, I didn't see him in there. He was there at the time. Okay. Get in there.
I am.
We're filling right now more than one idea.
Yeah, you can write, we're going to share back one idea from each one. We're going to share back our ideas, but you can have more than one in the group. You can have more than one idea. We're going to share them back in a minute.
I think a lot of it's
Okay, we're working quickly. You got about 30 seconds.
It is just about getting the word out there, and I don't feel like I'm thinking that because of my voice, you know, so.
For me.
My mom said,
I like that.
Some people who are really good.
Okay, time's up. Time's up. Group back here. What is your green light to change it from I can't talk to them. They don't have any weight to lose. Green light.
They may know somebody who does.
Love it. How about this group?
They're a doorway to 200 to 300 more people.
Good. Good.
They might want to have a healthy snack. Yeah, they may just want to have a healthy snack to replace the 100-calorie snacks they're already eating.
Love it.
Easy one, an easy.
Did you guys hear that? Yeah.
Replace what? They may want to just replace the 100-calorie snacks that they're already eating for something healthier that's going to fulfill them through that time period.
That's good. Love it. Okay, you ready for the next red light? Let's switch it to green. We just talked about this too a little bit. I am not quote unquote perfect with my own program. I can't be a good coach.
Should we only have one person write so we don't run out of, are we writing them all?
You can take these home with you.
Okay.
You're taking your green
We might
light
need
home.
more.
We have more paper.
Yeah, we have more. If you guys are getting short.
Kelly, would you read it again?
Yep. I am not perfect with my own program. I cannot be a good coach.
That's the biggest thing that makes us relatable.
That's not what
they feel like you understand.
We'll just,
that.
you know what, don't use it, and then maybe sometime we will. Oh, okay. Yeah, I can get your. I'm working with that shop. Those are metal ones. Because we.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I know. Marlon would not happen. He would totally be like, I'm out, guys. I'm not doing it.
Well, was Marlon with them?
Yeah.
All right, 30 seconds.
What's up with that?
What?
Okay, are we ready to share? Let's start with this group over here. I am not perfect with my own program. I can't be a good coach.
But not being perfect makes me more relatable and empathetic.
Fantastic. Good one. How about you guys?
It's a journey. Right. You know, that we're on with them.
Good job, Judy. It's a journey that we're on together. Exactly. Good. How about in the back?
It's about progress, not perfection.
About progress, not perfection. Love
That's
it.
a good step.
Love it, love it. Okay, let's see here. Red light is, they think I'm selling something. They think I'm selling something.
Does anyone need more green paper? Or are you all good?
Just noticed your feet.
Target say this. Very retro. I like it.
I didn't like any of the current ones. Like, there was a throwback shirt. When I'm in, I'm all in. You know? Like, I am not a fan and someone else. And now you're really, boom, I got a shirt.
From 85. From 1985. I mean, I went way with it. I'm really committed.
Their choice is to pick.
You don't notice that I have to
No.
share.
And then it's.
I think she was fine. So heart rate will transform. Maybe.
30 seconds. We got several more to get through, so 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
I don't have any also. And they'll be responding.
Okay, let's turn this one to a green light.
Really?
They think I'm selling something. How about this group, Alicia?
I say that, that it's a gift that I have to share.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I like that. Cool.
I really do say that.
You guys, they
Can you
think
say
I'm
that
selling.
again?
Huh?
Can she say that again?
I say it's a gift that I feel like that I have to share with people.
You guys have one?
I don't have anything to sell because I don't have inventory. There's nothing for me to sell.
That's a good point, yeah, good point. In the back?
My goal is that they're gonna meet their goal weight and then be able to choose whatever food they wanna choose.
Awesome. Awesome, I really like that. Good job, you guys. Okay, we got a couple more here. On the flip side, I can't share with them. They will think I think they are fat. Sorry. Having me. I'm trying to get back on the wrap up. I can't share with them. They will think I think they are fat.
I'm not wearing something, but then my head.
Oh, you should have said it.
No, you're fine. That's what I would be thinking. I know.
No.
What?
You get hard for it.
Fine.
You got one of them.
And then, yeah.
All right, 30 seconds.
I saw that. Did you do that yourself? Like, I just was thinking, well, I like this color. Did you do this in this one? I kind of wondered, I was even looking to see if your other pinky was blue also. Too much?
Well, and they already know.
I liked this color. It's not one that I'm
Sure,
sure.
there are things you can say.
Do you not like it? It was, I wouldn't have picked it for you.
All right, you
I
guys.
can hear me say that.
If you really think about it.
Let's go in the back first. All right, wrap it up. Back in the back. Your group. What do you guys? How did you turn that to a green light?
Well, Sarah said something good, and that's approaching someone that may have weight to lose, but not because we think they have weight to lose, but it's about that connection, just getting to know them and making a connection, and then, you know, the I have a gift to share with you will come up at some point.
Very good. Very good. You guys?
There really is, well, we were ended up talking about something else, but there really is a connection to help me get the word out to other people. You're not really saying, hey, you know, you necessarily need my program. Just, you know, people with blood pressure medicine, you know, things like that. You could always go at it a different route if you wanted to.
Okay, good.
We decided that was the most difficult one.
This is a difficult one. This is a difficult one. And I do want to say I'm not a proponent of the F word, but I know a lot of people have that going on in their own minds, right? And so sometimes they think, well, if I feel that way, you know, so what about this group?
We're not mind readers, so as long as we're coming from the heart and we end up thanking us for talking to them.
Yeah, I love it. And this one too, for me, is I don't want anybody else to have to go through what I went through. You know, I don't want to have anybody else have to go through that if they don't have to. So we have one more. We had a couple more, but we're running short on time. So we are going to end with this one. And you're probably going to be like, what? But just go with it. You're so purple. How do you switch that to a green light? You're so purple.
You're not gonna know what it means. I just laughed really loud and whoever. Your earphones on just got there. Better about kids.
Okay, say,
They're not like, hey, you're purple.
Whatever is said, and then you feel that.
That's a good one. I like that. That works.
I can't wait to hear these answers.
I don't think I'm gonna-
I can't offend you.
All right, 30 seconds.
But it's usually just when somebody.
Did you give them a hint?
Nope.
You got nothing on this one? You were on the inside of this one.
Yeah.
No, but I didn't
Or were you paying
understand it.
attention?
You didn't understand. All right, let's come back. How about you guys? What? Andrew's gonna tell us what this really means here in a second, but.
Let's get their answers first.
Yeah, let's get their answers.
Okay.
You guys, what do you think?
How would you flip that?
Oh, yeah, well, you're purple too. No, I'm kidding. Thank you, it's one of my favorite colors.
I think that's perfect.
Perfect.
Yep. Awesome. Yep. How about the back? Okay, that's okay. That's okay. We knew we threw this curveball.
Well, we were thinking maybe like the purple indicate like you're so like depressed at all, you know, and then you don't know. Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah,
that is awesome
So then
discussion.
you have to address their habits of health and why like all of a sudden something's triggering them to binge eat or whatever it might be.
Okay.
That's good because then you're just inspecting and finding out more.
Okay.
There's no red light.
Well, we'll explain that.
Yeah,
Andy's gonna
yeah.
explain it, but.
Okay, I think we should.
Well, we talked about the whole concept of your purple and if something bothers you or doesn't bother you, why not? You want to say what you said? Because it was perfect. I was like, I can't offend you. You choose to be offended. I can't offend anybody.
Right.
And other people don't offend us. We choose to be
Yeah.
offended because it's a button for us.
And I think that's exactly what, purple didn't mean anything. We were just seeing if you're being red light or green light. So you're so purple, it could be like, yay, it's my favorite color. So really all of the red light thinking, it's all made up. None of it means anything. You don't know if you're bugging them. You're deciding that you think they're bugging them. It's all made up. So being purple is just made up. So you think that they think you're calling them fat. That's all made up that they might really think that, oh, she's helping me. And if you go over that way, you don't know what they're thinking, so you get to make up what you think. You get to decide how you think about something, and then go, because just like she said, you can't offend me, or I get to decide how I'm going to take that. Someone else doesn't get to decide. So purple doesn't mean anything, just like all the other red lights didn't mean anything either. Whatever you think someone's thinking, it means nothing. You just get to make it up yourself and decide to be positive.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Yep.
Did you guys like that?
Yeah.
Yay! Okay, we just have like 5 more minutes or something, so. Yep. And I want to get a picture. So please don't leave until we get a picture. That Kelly has something that she's going to end with real quick.
Okay, so we just did red light thinking, which is really common. Everybody experiences it. Everybody goes through it. And, I was kind of thinking about how I was going to relate this in a story. And a couple of things, a lot has happened in my own life, just like in all of our lives, right? We all have this stuff that has happened to us or happened to us or we've been involved in. And we have thoughts about those things. And things are ingrained on our brains. And my son calls that inbrained. Okay? And it's so funny because one thing that's ingrained in my brain are things that my dad told me. And if you know me, you know that my dad is like up here, right? Like he's really important to me. But some things he said to me growing up really gave me a lot of skills. But one of those things was like, second place is the first loser. If you can't run with the big dog, stay on the porch. And these things serve me very well, very, very well in a lot of areas. I'm very competitive.
I am good in sports because of that. I was good in sports because of that. I had a lot of good things happen in my career because of that, because I was never going to settle, ever. But when it came to me personally, and I struggled with my own program, or I had something in my life show up that was really difficult for me, first thing in my head was, second place is the first loser. What are you gonna do about that? And then it didn't serve me, right? So I kind of think about it as like when we have children, a lot of us are moms in here, and we try to equip them with the best things, but when they're babies, they cry, right? That's just what they do. They cry. And at some point, they have to learn how to soothe themselves. And they'll teach you that as you are a new mother. They'll say, you know, if you go pick them up every single time, that's not helpful in the long run. At some point, they have to learn how to kind of cope themselves and soothe themselves. So for me, that's what personal development has been, is a soothing technique for myself. So when I'm sitting over at my house and I'm like, I'm a terrible coach because I did this and I did that, and this is what they think, and I don't know, I can't call them because of this reason or whatever, and I'm just sitting there just stressed and can't figure out why I'm feeling this way, and all of a sudden, you know, people are moving their orders and they're ordering $33 worth of food, and I don't know what I'm going to do as much because this is how I support my family, and I got to soothe myself, right? And the only way I can do that is to grow myself. So I have turned to personal development. I think in previous parts of my life, I've done other things that were not so helpful in soothing myself, one of them being eating, sometimes drinking, sometimes lashing out at my husband, lashing out at my friends, you know, things like that. And so I've learned truly from Take Shape for Life that this is a personal development company. And so now I feel like a whole world has been open to me to develop myself through this process. So when I get those feelings and when I have that angst and when I feel like everything's gonna fall apart, the first thing that I do now, even before I call my mentor coach, used to be the first thing I do is, Christy, fix it for me. It doesn't work. She can't fix it for me. So now I turn to personal development, and then I might call her later, but not in the same way, right? So I didn't put this together. This is actually put in our ED2B group and our High Five group, a list of personal development. But a lot of these things I've read, I've looked at, they're things that are important to me too. And I think that that is the only way that if you are experiencing some of those things, it's truly one of the only ways you're going to be able to move past that, is if you take the time to grow yourself and work through some of those issues and keep going. Because the only way it will fall apart is if I quit. So here's the list.
Kelly, can I say something?
Yeah.
Because you said something really powerful to me over the last couple weeks, and this personal development isn't about, I'm in a professional environment. I go through a lot of training, and I go through a lot of, you know, how to be a better supervisor and how to be better and this, that. It's not about my professional personal development. It's about personal development. And I think that was very powerful to work on me, that I can't get that from a classroom. It has to be time with myself in order to do that. So thank you.
Awesome. That's it. Awesome. I just want to say too, though, if you're not a reader,
Yeah.
because I will admit I'm not, I can read. Just not a reader. There's a ton of awesome videos out there on YouTube. Okay, you just Google that YouTube personal development, and you're gonna find a ton. And there's the audio that we have available, that Jim Rohn audio that most people start with or cut their teeth on, as Kim will say. But Kim's coming from her. I was just checking with her. Sometimes I have to remind her. So you don't have to read, or the movie, if you have I love to watch movies. So The Secret is a really good movie that Kim told me about, and then Kelly's watched it several times too. I don't know, maybe others have watched it. That's a good movie to watch, and it's on Netflix, or it was, at least when I watched it.
I think it's on YouTube too.
Oh, on YouTube too. So if you're not a reader, that doesn't mean you don't have a way to personally develop yourself. There's so many things out there. John Assaraf is a really good one. Jim Rohn. Who's the other guy? I can't even think of his name right now.
Dr. Dyer is one that I will not read, but I will listen to. His voice is amazing. To your point, there are some things that are so much more powerful to watch and listen to. Mm-hmm. And for me, that's Dr. Dyer, to hear him say the things that I need to hear. Mm-hmm. And he's on it all over YouTube.
Okay. And that brings up a point too that I just want to say. You're not going to get everyone. Like, you may not like Jim Rohn. He's one of my favorites. Yeah. But it may not be a fit for you. Maybe Dr. Wayne Dyer, is a better fit for you. You have to search to find that's something that grabs you, that you get. Because if you don't get it, it's going to be, and you're going to be multitasking, and you're going to be doing other things. You have to find something that you get and that, lights your fire. So, that was awesome.
Christy, aren't the TED Talks on YouTube? Those are good too.
There are some really good TED Talks. Yes, there are. Just got to find, a subject that you're passionate about that you want to learn more about. Find something.
Brene Brown that you showed the video of, the empathy video, she has a lot of stuff on YouTube too.
Yeah, that's pretty cute. And there's Brian Regan that I don't really know much about. He does, but he's funny to watch. He was the comedian that did the New Monster stuff. But any final questions? Anything you're not clear on? Because it is 4 o'clock, and I said I would. We'll break at 4, and those that want to stay, you're welcome to stay. If your sponge is full, you're welcome to go. Whatever you want to do. But thank you guys for coming. We're gonna get a picture first. So everybody come forward, and we'll sit around the couch here, and stand. You can stand behind the couch, sit on the couch, and we'll gather. But thank you guys all for coming. I hope it was helpful. I hope you got something out of it.
I have a pen up here. I'm sitting back down.
Maybe I should try to do a selfie, like Jamil does.
Oh, yeah. You need to get that. Sit right here. You need to get that, do a selfie arm thing. See if I can do this. Okay, can y'all get in there though?
No.
We can grab one of the kids.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think that's gonna work. It's pretty big.
Your arm isn't long enough.
Or it might be. For real? I'll believe anything you say, Sarah.
You need to follow her.
Yeah, you know. Are you in it? Oh, no, I wasn't in it.
I was just turning around.
I know.
He's a picture taker.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that.
Grab Marlon or Ellie or Jamal, as he put
I
his
saw that. We call him Michael, but.
This
This is Jamal and